Look at this FedEx truck. Jesus. Whew, that's a smelly truck. There's something clearly wrong with it. Oh man, whew. That was really smelly. I'm gonna go this way just so I don't have to smell that thing. I wanted to give you guys some tips on staying safe while you're riding and commuting around town. This would be my regular kind of routes, you know. It's through traffic, there's driveways, there's all sorts of cars, aggressive drivers, and I wanted to give you some tips on what to watch out for. Get too relaxed on the bike, especially if you're riding around the town, riding around the city where you live, and you're at a red light. You know, there's been people who have been killed by cars coming from the back because they don't see them. And nowadays everybody's texting, so you always have to keep on the lookout of the mirrors. Really important. There's been times that I've been saved just by looking in my mirrors. And keep your bike in first gear. I would actually wait 1 or 2 cars to pile up behind you at a red light before you can relax a little bit and put it in neutral. But don't be too relaxed, you know. Even for riding, it's important to be a little paranoid. What you should also do is to keep your distance between the bike and the car in front. One of the things that I see is that a lot of riders, when they ride with each other, like they're on motorcycles, they're actually not giving a lot of distance between them and the motorcycle in front. It's kind of odd because instinctively we know that you need to give like a couple of seconds to stop, and motorcycles stop faster. But the problem is that people don't have very good reflexes, so you always have to kind of compensate for that. And also, if I get too close to that car, the car that's just made a left turn in front of you might not actually see me because I could be hiding. And if I move to the right, the cars coming the opposite way are not going to know when to turn. So it's very important to keep your distance, and if you want to look ahead, stay more to the left side than you do to the right side, because you want to pay attention to the cars in front coming at you. Because one of the things that you do realize is that most of the deaths involving car crashes are left turning vehicles. So if that's the case, you have to watch out for those a lot more than you would for any other vehicle. You know, on the highway, especially the Capitol Beltway in DC, is an extremely aggressive area. And one thing that I tell people is that you need to really learn how to profile cars. There's certain people that drive cars that are aggressive, and you can tell the way they drive. And oftentimes people will try and race you on a motorcycle. People will try to do all sorts of stupid things to get a reaction. They're essentially the trolls of the highway. And before I've actually engaged, but on a Ninja 250 there's not much you can do. A car can hit you very easily. At least with a 1000 you could get away very easily just by twisting the wrist. But I don't recommend that. It's better just to kind of go on your way, ride where there's no cars. If there's back roads, that's where you want to ride. You don't want to ride around here. Another thing to keep in mind is if you're on this right lane, it's actually not a very smart thing, because you see all of these cars are merging in. So this section, this lane, is a lot more dangerous. The only reason is because on a Ninja 250 with stock gearing, it feels like I need to be on this lane even though I'm going 60 something. But you have to keep in mind that people will go from the left lane, and if they miss their exit, they're going to like swerve to the right, and oftentimes they're not paying attention, so they could potentially run into you. And of course you have to look in your mirrors, but also there are blind spots in the mirrors on motorcycles, So I always look in my mirror, but I turn my neck just to make sure that there's no car there. Always make sure that in the yield lanes that there's no cars that are like trying to like pass you. A lot of times in this area they're overly zealous and aggressive, and it doesn't feel like it makes a lot of sense to pass cars for the sake of passing. So even though I'm in the yield lane, or the lane that's going to end, I actually like to go over here. I don't see the point, you know. If I was trying to get somewhere fast, maybe, but if I'm out like just casually riding, what's the purpose? I'm only going to get stuck behind other cars. If I was in a mountain and right before the twisties, I would definitely want to pass cars. See, that was bad because I assumed that the guy just didn't want to pass. So I always keep that in mind. That was nice of him to stop. I saw him move in. So when you go up to these circles, make sure that the other car is going to be stopping. It's really important. Not just the cars in the circles. Make sure that the people behind are going to be stopping, because you can get hit from behind. See, car like this. Now make sure that the car behind is stopping. It helps to go slowly into the circle. And when you're definitely going to go around here, make sure that the cars are going to be stopping. It seems like something that everybody should know, but a lot of people don't. And riding in circles, it's something that Americans have not gotten used to. Alright, squids, thanks for riding with me. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.